If you have been a follower for a little while, you probably heard me say many times that the unit manager position is the most important position in a franchise organization, because that unit manager, those men and women are the ones that, if they are properly trained, will be the ones that will ensure that you have the proper profitability from each of your franchise units. And so therefore, a unit manager, a well-trained, successful unit manager, brings you profit. On the other hand, I say that the district manager position is the most challenging position in the multi-unit franchise organization because of all the complexities that come with it. However, if this position is being led by an individual that is properly trained and skillful at that position, they will give you, Mr. Franchisee, freedom so that you can actually focus on growth or enjoying the life that you deserve out of the investment and hard work that you have put into your organization. So the district manager position, if it's well defined and properly trained by great, skillful individuals, represent freedom for the franchisee. Now, history shows that for you to increase the possibility of success in that position, the best way to promote to that position is to do it from within your organization. This increases your probability for success, and it also motivates the team because they now see that there is a path for a career in your organization. The reason why promoting from within increases a probability of success is because this means that these individuals have already been working in your organization. They know you, they know your business, they know your culture, they know what the expectations are. And so being promoted from within, it is true that they need to develop these new skills, but they already have half of what is required to be successful in our organization, and that is to be known and to understand the expectations of the organization, and they have demonstrated to be a culture fit. So this is the first secret of developing great district managers in your organization, understanding that if you develop them from within, you will have a higher probability of success in your organization for that position. However, to truly harness the potential of this, you have to have a systematic approach to be able to make this happen. This is not something that you can say, well, I'm going to promote from within, and that will be enough for you to increase success. You literally have to define a process and take certain actions in your business, in your organization, to be able to make this come true and maximize this possibility. And so on today's show, I'm going to share the 5 actions that you should do, you should take in your organization as a franchise business owner so that you can have and create that bench of district managers for the future and the present in your organization. Let's go ahead and start with the first action that you should take to be able to have that development of great district managers in your organization. And that first action is to hire for leadership growth potential when you're looking at the leaders in your business. So every time you are hiring a unit manager or an assistant manager in your organization, look not only for the traits and characteristics and abilities to be able to lead a unit successfully, but also be paying attention. Do they demonstrate, or do they have the skills or the potential to be a future district manager? Like literally, if you are an organization that is growing and requires district managers, more or many, looking for those traits and that potential of a growth in every leadership hire is going to be very important for you. Think of it not for this immediate position, but think of it for the future. Assess if they have or they demonstrate that they have, that leadership skills that they may need in the future. See if they have the problem-solving skills. See if they have the emotional intelligence to be able to handle more than or beyond a one unit. So as you are hiring those leaders, you can start identifying who those potential district managers are in your organization. Starting at the beginning, at the hire of the lower level leaders will help you prepare a list of potential district managers for your future. Let's talk about the second action that you should take as a franchisee when you're developing great district managers for your organization. And that is to develop your manager's leadership and management skills for that potential district manager position. So yes, you are going to hire your leaders for your units, assistant managers and your unit managers. But as you're training them to be great unit managers, and they become proficient in that and they excel in that position, the moment that you identify those managers and those leaders that are excelling at the unit manager position, that is when you start developing them for the next position. Giving them continuous growth. Now, don't let them know that's what you're doing, or maybe you want to let them know that's what you're doing, but just consider that doing that, starting to develop them and cultivate those higher level skills, will allow you to have them be ready when the time comes that you need them in those positions. This will involve more than just the technical skills of running a unit. We're talking about focusing on soft skills and skills like communication, conflict resolution, strategic thinking, and these are the type of things that you can train them as you're doing your weekly meetings, your monthly meetings, maybe your quarterly in-person training. Look for those higher level skills that you want to train, not just, the new unit managers that you're foreseeing for the district manager position, but these are skills that if you teach them to all your leaders, they will benefit from it. But as you're doing that, you will be continuously developing those district managers of the future. And if you do that, you will start creating that bench that you're going to need from when that district manager position comes open. Think of doing things like mentorship opportunities or cross-training. I remember when I was a unit manager, one of the things that my district manager did when I was working for him, running one of his units, was that when he went on vacation, he would select one of the managers to oversee the district. That would be like a little test to see who would have the skills to be able to go to the next level. And of course, I would fight for that opportunity because I wanted to move on to the next level. I will always let him know, hey, when you go on vacation, make sure that that consider me to leave me in charge. So things like that, giving opportunities to the managers when the district manager is on vacation, or maybe when they're on a meeting or out of town. This is a perfect opportunity to give those developing unit managers that you already are seeing as potential district managers to start showing and seeing what that job is like. That is the second action that you should be doing. Ongoing, continuous growth and development for your existing unit managers so that you can start developing in the skills that the successful district manager will need to be effective at their job. Okay, let's go to the third action that you should take as a franchisee to be able to develop great district managers. And that is to clearly define what is the district manager role and responsibilities. You need to set clear expectations for you and whoever takes on those roles. You need to be able to think about what it is that you expect them to do, what they are responsible for, how do they need to oversee your operations and your management systems on your behalf. How do you do it as a franchisee, and how would you like to see them do it as their district manager in your organization? If you set the clear expectations and start communicating those for those people that are interested in that position, it's going to be very important, because this is why one of the clear ways in which they're going to be able to understand what that new role is, and they will be able to self-assess about whether they are ready for it or not. Am I ready to go and visit units effectively and know what they need to do in a way that I can cause change in the organization? So having those clear expectations, understanding what the role, responsibilities, and the job description of that position is, will help you being able to understand who in your organization is ready, and it will give the managers that are aspiring to become district managers a clear set of view of what will be expected of them, so that they will not only self-assess about whether they're ready, but understand what are the skills that they need to continue to develop on themselves, so that whenever that position opens up, they would be the clear choice. So that will be the third action, to clearly define the district manager role and responsibilities. Well, then brings me to the fourth action that you should do as a franchisee to be able to develop great district managers in your organization. And that is to, along with defining the job, role, and responsibilities, is to now, in this action, is to clearly define what are the effective district manager routines. What are the actions that a district manager should be doing every day, every week, every month, to be able to be effective at their job. The district manager position is really, like I always say, the most challenging one in a franchise organization. And they have to constantly be juggling priorities and be able to distinguish between what's urgent and what's important, and be able to address the things that are urgent, but then focus really on what's important. And those important things are what the routines that they should be doing day in and day out. So whenever they get distracted by the urgent things, they are able to solve those as quickly as possible and turn around and refocus on those routines that are the ones that are moving the business forward. But you as a franchisee need to know, what are those routines? What are the things that they should be doing day in and day out that will make them successful at achieving the business and financial goals of your organizations. Without that clarity, your district manager will be going out there, maybe visiting stores, but without any clear direction of what exactly is it that they're supposed to be doing to accomplish those goals. So having the clarity of what those routines are, and the type of routines that I'm talking about is, for example, how often should they be visiting the units, what they should be doing when they see there's an opportunity, and how they should be addressing. What is the routine behind addressing an opportunity or a challenge in a unit? How often should they be addressing maintenance issues, or how often or when should they be focusing on staffing issues? These are the routines that make a district manager effective. And you as a franchisee need to be clear what those are so that you can then train and guide your district managers on what those are. Which then brings us to action number 5. So now that you have clearly hired people that have the potential to be great district managers, now you have developed, these managers with their leadership and management skills that they need to be able to be an effective district manager. Now that you have defined clearly what is the role and the responsibilities that they're supposed to be doing, and you have also clearly defined the routines that will make them effective in the job, now you need to grab all of this information and create a training program for your unit managers into the district manager position. It needs to be strategic, it needs to be clear, it needs to be defined, and needs to have structure around it so that you can step by step develop those unit managers and get them ready for that position as a district manager. Just because you have in general defined, what the role is not enough. You need to have a structured program through which you are preparing the district managers of the future. And this is going to be a critical action for you in your organization to be able to develop great district managers in your organization. By creating this clear roadmap, this clear training process, you will know who is in your bench, how far along are they in this general training program for district managers, and who will be ready when you need them. A lot of the times, development or growth for franchisees gets held back because there are no leaders in your organization ready to take over those positions and overseeing operations. The way that you are able to prevent you from being in that situation is by creating these structured development programs, not only for the unit managers, but for the district manager that would eventually oversee your district and give you the freedom to focus on strategy and continued growth in your organization. So I hope that this gave you clear guidance on what are the things that you can do as a franchisee to be able to grow excellent district manager in your organization. Something else I want to add is that how fast or how much time and effort you put in development of district managers in your organization should be matching what is your development growth. If you're growing slowly in your organization, if you're not opening a lot of units too fast, then of course you can take your time and develop all these actions and processes and training programs, slowly but surely. But if your goal is to open as many units as possible, as fast as possible, then aggressive growth requires aggressive development. The faster that you want to grow, the faster that you need to develop these district managers, the more structured you need to be in your program to be able to do it the right way. You want to prepare these men and women with the right tools, the right knowledge, and the right skills so that they can be successful on your behalf. And the only way to do that is so that you do it proactively and consciously for your organization. Now, if for some reason you don't have the skills, the ability, or the experience to create these development programs and these skills in your future district managers, I would like for you to consider our best-in-class development program for district managers. Our program is called the LEAD program. It's a 10-week program that we have developed specifically to give unit managers and existing district managers with the knowledge, the tools, and the resources that they need to be a successful and effective district manager. If you'd like to learn more about our program, all you need to do is visit our website at www.americanfranchiseacademy.com and go to our programs page and look for our LEAD program, where you will learn all the details that you need about that training program for district managers. I hope that you enjoyed today's show. If you did, remember to follow us and subscribe to our podcast so that you can always be informed when the next podcast is up. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.